Well, hello and goodbye to 2020. What a year. And today I'm going to share with you my 6 important lessons that I have learned this year. Now, these lessons may or may not resonate with you. But they are my truths and they may not be your truths, and that's okay because fundamentally we are all different. But I do find that listening to what other people's lessons are really can give you value to your life. So here goes the 6 most important lessons that I have learned in 2020. Number 1, adapting to change. Well, Christ, if there was ever a year that we all had to adapt very, very quickly to change, it's 2020. And I found it, I guess, in the beginning, I found it quite easy to adapt. And I went with the flow. I didn't put any resistance up against it. I chose to kind of accept what was happening. I kept COVID at a distance. It wasn't necessarily in the forefront of my mind that much, to be honest. I just went with it. I went with the flow, doing all the right things. But fundamentally, most recently, I didn't go with the flow. And an example of that was when we, where I live in Reading, we went from tier 2 to tier 3 to tier 4 like that. And when I heard the news, I just broke down crying. I just thought, no more. And I put massive resistance up against it. I was angry, I was upset, I was peed off. And probably for about 24 hours, I felt dreadful. And the more I thought about what was happening, the more angry and upset that I was getting. And when I looked back on from the beginning of lockdown back in March, I literally had just gone with the flow and I let things just crack on and life was easy. Easier than what I was actually creating just before Christmas. So when I kind of reflected on that and I realized actually I was creating more pain inside myself for something that was completely out of my control. And I had a choice to adapt and accept what was happening and to go with the flow, or to fight against it internally. So as soon as I let it go, I was like, right, okay, Christmas is going to be different. I'm going to adapt. I'm going to make it the most magical Christmas ever. And it was absolutely incredible. And I spent most of the day on my own. I had people surprising me outside that was just absolutely tear-jerkingly kind of just overwhelming. It was so much love around me on Christmas Day. And I just literally had the most magical day. So adapting to change for me and going with the flow is a massive, massive lesson. And this will ricochet into does ricochet into other areas of my life. And there's a book that when I was at the amazing Vodafone, loved my job there, my boss Rich at the time, he had asked me to read a book called Who Ate My Cheese? And I may have talked about this in a previous video, but fundamentally, Who Ate My Cheese is all about transformation and how we adapt. So if you are struggling with adapting, then get this book. It's a thin little book, but it just brings it home. How when we go with the flow, life is so much easier, and how we accept change in our life, things just flow so much calmer and more peaceful. So number 1, adapting to change. Number 2, self-care. Massively important for me this year. I wouldn't be the positive, confident, outgoing person that you see in front of you today without self-care. Now, for me, fundamentally, exercise was extremely important for me this year. I had struggled with lots of different injuries, and I decided to start taking supplements, and that looking after my body with supplements and eating so much better. I've literally been able to transform my exercise life again and got my hobby back. And I've been able to exercise more frequently, which, as you know, releases endorphins and makes you feel good. And people would often comment, God, you're really positive today, God, you're so happy today, what's going on? And that would be what would happen after I'd exercise. I was always feeling so amazing, even if the run or whatever I've been doing had been really hard. I felt so great afterwards. I mean, you never regret a run, right? So exercise has been amazing. And with that, I have developed some really, really strong relationships with my running club. So even though I've been running with them for a couple of years, because I've been able to run more frequently, I've been able to create more friendships as well. So letting more people into my life has been amazing. And also as well, so having that balance of variety of running with people and exercising on my own has just been incredible. So the exercise obviously lifts you up, lifts your spirits, and that has made me feel more confident in myself. It's made me feel more focused, and I guess I'm a kinder and more positive person as well from being able to exercise more. I just think exercise for me has been an incredible part of self-care. Also, like I said, taking my supplements has really helped my body with just being able to get my hobby back, and I sleep better, I eat better. It's incredible. And I think because I've been able to run more frequently, I've been able to create more deeper friendships with my running club. I've let more people in. They're so supportive and kind and generous. It's just been so for me, self-care has been incredible. Now, from an aesthetics side of things, I also took care of my skin quite a lot and my hair. Yes, you can see I've got COVID hair at the moment, but that's okay because I'm treating it. So I'm really nourishing myself and just looking after myself. And it just makes me feel great. So self-care is extremely important. That was lesson number 2. Lesson number 3, loving relationships. Well, as you all know, I walked away from a relationship earlier this year, 5-year relationship. And basically what I've learned is that when you truly, I'm not going to harp on about it, but when you truly learn to love and accept yourself, value who you are, know that you're worthy, you can look at your life. And this can be loving relationships with a partner, or loving relationships, just generally loving, your friends. And you can look at your life and go, does this work for me anymore? Does this match my values? Does this match how I value myself? Am I being treated in the way that I deserve to be treated? And fundamentally, because I had done the work, I had continually done the work over the years, and I got to myself to a place where I actually know what was being offered on the table was not enough for me anymore, and it didn't match what I knew I deserved. So loving yourself and accepting yourself for exactly who you are has been, for me, has been extremely important lesson as well. Oh, and my favorite quote is, I matter more than the good opinion of others. And that is a Wayne Dyer quote. So yeah, loving yourself and accepting yourself can literally transform your life when you truly get there. So that was number 3. Number 4, career. Oh my God. Wow, massive changes, massive changes. Whilst, I can sit here and I can say honestly, hand on heart, that I am so grateful for all the lessons that I learned when I was in the corporate world, because I wouldn't have the skills that I needed to be able to build a business without that. So I thank the corporate world from the bottom of my heart. But I left a job in July because I wasn't satisfied. I was not satisfied. And if I'm being honest with myself, I hadn't been satisfied for a long time, but I decided that it was kind of now or never. I had held so much fear of creating a new business, and I had so much self-doubt in my abilities. Could I make it work? What if I fail? All those normal negative thoughts that we have about ourselves when we want to do something different. And I think in the end, it just got to a stage where I was just like, right, just do it. Just do it. What is the worst that can happen? So for me, I found my passion, and that's helping people. And I love it. And I love my coaching clients. And literally bombs could go off next to me when I'm coaching my clients. I'm so engrossed with them. I am so passionate about helping people and helping people transform their lives. So my career is now my passion, and it doesn't feel like work at all. And I feel so grateful that from doing the work on myself, I was able to get to a stage where I was like, right, okay, enough with the corporate world for now, maybe forever. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to really give it a go and put my all into it. And to be honest, I haven't looked back. It's just been absolutely an incredible, challenging, courageous, brave, fearful journey that I've been on this year. And the main lesson that I've learned is, if it fails, I haven't failed because I tried. So don't ever think that if something doesn't work out, it means you failed. It doesn't. Failure is not giving something a go in the first place. So yeah, I feel that, the lesson is, I would rather try and fail than never to have tried at all. And yeah, like I said, I found my passion, and fingers crossed 2021 is going to bring more business my way, and being able to help more people as well. I think that was lesson 4. Lesson 5, friendships. Don't think I've talked about that one yet. Friendships. Opening a network of friends in my life has been transforming, and it has been just the most the support and the generosity that I have experienced with inviting new people into my life has just been absolutely incredible. And my friends are fundamentally the most important thing in my life. I've let people go, I've brought people in, and bringing people into my life, I'm quite a guarded person. I'm quite guarded. So bringing people into my life and allowing people to show me who they truly are has been amazing. It's been an amazing, incredible journey this year with people, letting people go and bringing people in. And yeah, it's not being scared and networking and knowing that it's okay if you let people in and it doesn't quite work, because you can just, lovingly and kindly let them go again. I have let people go from my life that no longer served me. And I have got this, I would class it as the perfect eclectic friends group ever, who are just full of generosity, support, kind and love and affection. And I feel truly grateful that I now have a calm in my mind, knowing that I have the right people in my life, finally showing up exactly how I need them to show up, which generally is love and kindness. So lesson there is, don't worry about holding on to people if it no longer serves you. You can let people go lovingly and kindly, and you can invite new people in. And if you're a bit like me and a bit guarded about doing that, just do it gradually, give it a go, because you never know what happened, and I never know what can happen. And I literally have allowed people to come into my life and to offer their support to me. And I've said yes, because I now understand that when you do accept people's support and their love and kindness and their generosity, it's because you've learned to value and love yourself exactly as you are. So yeah, open your network and yeah, develop new relationships, because you never know what they're going to bring to the table. Okay, number 6, finally, number 6. Final life lesson of 2020 for me is have fun. It was having fun. Okay, so we had so many things that were locked down that we couldn't do, or the entertainment that we would normally do, go into the pubs and restaurants and, you know, the cinemas and whatever other entertainment things that, you know, we could do, wall climbing. And it was about kind of going back to basics and going back to a childlike behavior in a way, by using our imagination and our creativity, just like we did as a kid. You know, I recall creating like a nightclub in a kitchen, and with my ex-boyfriend. And, you know, we'd just dance around the kitchen table, you know, and we'd pretend we were in a nightclub. And it was so much fun. It really, really was. And it's using your imagination. Gosh, I'm trying to think what other things that I did. Just so many different things that, you know, I was able to do that I wouldn't have thought of doing before, to be honest, just by opening up my mind and knowing that it's okay to have fun, giving yourself, you know, time to have fun. For me, it was really important, and it is important. Life isn't just for working and being serious and, you know, worrying about what's going on in the world. We need to have that break and to just kind of let go of what's happening and just give ourselves some space to have a laugh and to enjoy ourselves, because that is why we're all here fundamentally. So having fun was extremely important too. So there you go. They're my 6 life lessons of 2020. It would be great to hear some of your life lessons. So please feel free to comment below. And also, if you've got any goals or aims at all for 2021, that would also be really good to hear from you regarding that too. You know, as always, I am so grateful for everybody watching my videos and being a part of my community. And I would really like to thank you for all of your loving, kind support over the last 6 months since I started As the Pennies Drop. And finally, I would just like to wish you an amazing New Year's Eve and an extremely happy 2021. So happy New Year from me to you. Take care, and I'll be back soon.